Jessica from So Many Creations sent me these super cute Ouija board earrings, and they got me thinking about all the horror movies that have to do with Ouija boards, so here we go. Veronica is a movie that I feel like was just really unfortunately the victim of overhype. Because if you guys remember when this movie came out, it was advertised as like the scariest movie ever made. People were shutting it off because they couldn't make it through. And I watched it expecting it to be the greatest and scariest movie I've ever seen, and it was just not that. I honestly want to give this one another shot and go into it more open-minded, because I feel like it was a good movie, but again, the overhype made it kind of a letdown. The Exorcist is obviously the mother of all possession movies, and just one of the greatest, if not the greatest horror movie ever made. And obviously, we know that all this shit happened to Reagan because she played with a Ouija board. Okay, so this is the most obvious use of a Ouija board in a movie, even though honestly, I straight up do not think this movie is good. However, Ouija Origin of Evil completely redeems the 2014 Ouija for me. And that's because this movie was created by our king, Mike Flanagan, who literally does no wrong. This movie is a prequel to the 2014 Ouija, and it's infinitely better and infinitely scarier. This is one of the handful of movies that actually does still freak me out. Paranormal Activity is an absolute classic. This movie completely revitalized the found footage genre after Blair Witch, and it was just so simple but so terrifying and so effective. And I'll never forget the first time I watched this movie, watching that Ouija board burst into flames, and I was like, that's not fucking good. The Pact is a movie that is incredibly underrated, and this movie freaked me out because it has to do with one of my biggest fears, which I don't really want to give anything away, so I'm not going to mention anything, but this tagline, "Are you alone in your house?" kind of gives you a hint as to what I'm talking about. The Ouija board isn't the cause of the horror in this movie, but it does get brought in. And I can honestly say I don't think there was any point in this movie where I knew what direction this movie was going to go in. And finally, The Conjuring 2, I don't think is nearly as good as the first Conjuring, but I still enjoy it. It has its freaky moments. And again, the damn kids just had to play with a Ouija board, and that's how we got here. In addition to the Ouija board earrings, Jessica was also nice enough to send me all of these horror-themed earrings. Look at these ghost faces in 2 different sizes. I'm obsessed. I'm going to tag her in this video so you guys can check out her website, and you can also use the code HORROR15 for 50% off your order, so you're welcome.